Hello, everybody. This is Dr. David Jockers, and today we're talking about 7 strategies for better sleep. I know for most of my life, I struggled with insomnia, and I'm going to go through the strategies that I take on a regular basis and that I recommend for my clients. For me, it allowed me to overcome insomnia. Now, I would say 95% of the time, so 19 out of 20 nights, I sleep great. Really high quality sleep. I fall asleep within minutes. I stay asleep throughout the night and get the highest quality rest. I'm going to go through those strategies, the same strategies I apply and that I recommend for my clients in this presentation. So if you don't know me, my name is Dr. David Jockers. I am a doctor of natural medicine. I speak all around the country on a number of different health topics. And I really have a specialty in metabolic health, the ketogenic diet, super brain. I have a super brain program, and sleep goes hand in hand with all of those things. This is my beautiful wife, Angel. My little boys, David and Joshua. And so as we jump into this topic, here are really the 7 strategies that you want to apply to improve your sleep. Number 1, get sunlight throughout the day. Okay, this is important for your circadian rhythm. So if you're sitting indoors under artificial lighting throughout the day, that's going to mess up your circadian rhythm. You want to get natural sun exposure. So get out in the morning, get out around midday, and get out in the evening. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, you want to get out on a regular basis. I know for myself, my wife and I, we will take barefoot walks with our little boys throughout the day. We typically will do it around midday. I usually get out in the morning and do something on my own. And then in the evenings, we always get out unless it's like a rainstorm or something like that. But getting regular sunlight, so important. Avoiding artificial light as much as possible. So having windows open, using more natural lighting can be really important during the day in order to keep your circadian rhythms natural and strong. And really with your circadian rhythm, normally you should have your stress hormones higher in the morning, your melatonin low, and then slowly going down. Your stress hormones start going down in the afternoon and then all the way down very low in the evening. And I'll show you a chart of that as we go on. You also want to form healthy sleep habits, right? This is really critical. And we're going to talk more about that. Balance your blood sugar. Diet, nutrition plays a key role with this. Smart caffeine intake. I'm going to show you exactly how to use caffeine appropriately so you can get the performance benefits, but without affecting your sleep. You want to keep your room black. And we'll discuss strategies for that. And then you also want to tame your mind. You want to do different things throughout the day, and especially in the evening, to keep your mind relaxed and balanced. So when we look at blood sugar, for example, this is a really common cause why people wake up, for example, in the middle of the night and they can't fall back asleep. Or if you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're noticing your heart is racing, it's oftentimes a blood sugar issue. See, if we eat a high carbohydrate dinner or a low-fat dinner, what's typically going to happen is our blood sugar is going to go way up, okay? And then our insulin, which is the hormone that takes sugar out of the bloodstream and puts it into the cells, is going to go way up. Insulin is going to grab the sugar that's in the bloodstream and put it into the cells and tissues of the body. That's going to lower blood sugar. And when the body signals, or when the body senses that sugar is really low, it sends out more stress hormone, cortisol and adrenaline. And what happens? That's going to wake us up. So we've got to keep our blood sugar really, really stable. So what I would recommend is in the evening time, make sure you're doing a lot of good fats, things like grass-fed butter, coconut oil, avocados. Those are really important. Olives, olive oil, a lot of good fats, lots of good fiber from vegetables, some healthy meat. Okay. For some individuals, they're going to do well with a little bit of starch, maybe like carrots or sweet potatoes or something like that, but it's got to be combined with good fat. So you got to have that grass-fed butter in there, or the coconut oil or avocado or olives or olive oil, one of those or multiple of those good fats. So you get those fats in there, you should be very well satiated. You sleep better when you're well satiated. So that's important to remember. Keep your body well satiated. You're going to sleep a lot better. Keep your blood sugar balanced throughout the day, and that's going to keep you feeling good and sleeping good. So 3 big steps nutrition-wise: keep sugars and things that turn into sugar, particularly grains, out of your diet. Getting a lot of these good fats like avocados, olive oil, healthy pasteurized animal products, grass-fed butter, coconut oil, and get rid of bad fats. It's going to be things like corn oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil. These are all toxic. Get them out of your system. Make sure you're using pasture-raised animal products, grass-fed stuff, and get rid of the conventional products. So important for that. Okay, so you see this natural rhythm right here. And we can see that the red mark there, that is melatonin, which is our sleep hormone. And then we've got cortisol, which is our stress hormone. Now, melatonin actually does a lot more than just sleep. It actually helps regulate our gut microbiome. It also is very important for our immune system and for helping to kill off cancer cells. So we really need a good secretion of this. And you'll see that in the morning time, cortisol should naturally rise. So as the sun's coming up, cortisol's shooting way up, melatonin's going down. We normally should be waking up with the sun. That's kind of the ideal rhythm, is as the sun's coming up, we're waking up. Okay, that's really where you want to be. If you're sleeping a lot later on a regular basis, and it's not based on the fact that you have to work late nights or something like that, you're just sleeping in, that could actually be very problematic. So it can be very problematic for your circadian rhythm. So much better sleep cycle would be something like 10 p.m. to 6, maybe up to 7 a.m., right? 6, 7 a.m., especially in the wintertime, maybe 7, maybe 7:30, okay, coming up with the sunrise. In the summertime, you probably will need less sleep because the days are longer, and in general, most of us don't feel like we need as much sleep during the summer. We need more sleep during the winter when it is dark out a majority of the time. So just set your sleep cycle based on that, and that way you get the optimal melatonin secretion. And get outside in the morning and just get your eyes and your body exposed to that sun. Go out throughout the day to get that good cortisol release. Okay, and then cortisol will start to drop in the evening, but we got to keep our blood sugar stable or else it will pop back up. So very important to remember that. Okay, let's jump into what blocks our natural release. And certain types of light can really block natural melatonin release and stimulate higher levels of cortisol and adrenaline. And so in particular, blue light, which is what we get from our computers, our cell phones, TVs, blue light, as you can see, is highly energetic light, okay? Very, very fast, highly energetic light. And that is very stressful on our body. It stimulates stress hormones. So we can handle some of it, but if we're around it a lot, that can be problematic. And it's light that we can't actually see. You can see the visible range there is roughly between 550 to 600 nanometers. And blue light is in that 350 to 550 range, okay? So whereas sun exposure is really in that orange red, and so it's just a lot less energetic and so a lot less stressful on our body. So we look at this, okay, beneficial effects of blue light, okay? It's gonna help regulate circadian rhythm to some degree, boost alertness. At times, a small amount of exposure can help memory and cognitive function, elevate mood. But when we get too much of it, especially in the evening time, this is when it's really bad, is at night, we should not be getting this high intensity, high amounts of blue light. So the UV light, we do get some blue light in the natural UV sunlight, but we don't have that at night, obviously. And so when we've got blue light exposure in the evenings, it's going to disrupt our circadian rhythm. It's going to damage our retina and our eye in general. It's going to suppress our melatonin levels, which is going to increase our risk of cancer. And we're going to have a greater risk of metabolic disease and depression because it's going to suppress neurotransmitter production. We're going to get a lot of problems. So we want to reduce our exposure to blue light in the evenings. So how do we do that? Well, number one is we can replace our bedroom light bulbs with softer red-orange colored lighting, or use candlelight. Candlelight is natural red-orange, so it's much easier on our eyes and much easier on our circadian rhythms. Red-orange light has less of a suppression on melatonin and less of a stimulation effect on our body. We can also wear blue light blocking glasses. I have some, and in the article that I have posted and linked to this presentation, You can find several different pairs that I recommend, including the ones that I use myself. You can install f.lux. All you do is just go to f.lux on your computer or on your cell phone, and you can download their free program, and it changes your screen hue, meaning as the sun goes down, it actually takes out the blue light, and it's more of a red-orange light. So it takes out the blue light until the sun comes back up. So it works really good that way. And that's what you'll want to do on your computer for sure. And then move electronic devices from the bedroom. And, a really good idea is to actually have an electronic curfew where you come off of your computer, TVs, cell phones, and devices for at least a half hour before you go to bed, if not an hour. And that will really help your melatonin secretion. So you can, you put on candlelight, for example, and read next to it. You can listen to a podcast or some classical or worship music. You can take a bath. You can have a gentle conversation with your spouse or significant other. These are all great strategies. So how else do we improve our sleep? Well, we light audit our bedroom. So using blackout curtains can be really important. Blackout curtains are great for getting your room really, really, really dark. Me personally, I don't really like blackout curtains because I like to wake up with the sunrise, and I like to have that morning sun in a sense, especially this time of year. I usually am an early riser, but I usually wake up around 5:30 to 6, and this time of year, the sun's starting to peak. And so I personally like to use a sleep mask. And a sleep mask is great because I feel like when the sun starts to come in through the window, it blocks out enough of the ambient light in my room. And obviously I try to keep the room as dark as possible to where I'm able to get a good melatonin secretion and sleep well. But at the same time, as the light's starting to come up, it's something about the way that it comes in. I just can sense the difference, and it helps me get that cortisol release and wake up. If you do use blackout curtains, and you set your alarm or whatever it is, and you wake up, it's a good idea to get out in the sun right away. So you get that sun exposure to elevate your cortisol. You'll have a lot more energy in the morning. Cover your alarm clocks. You don't want that blue light affecting you. And any other sources of light, you don't want blue light from electronics or anything like that, or even like city lights, street lights, and stuff like that. You want to cover. You don't want that getting into your room at night. So a good idea is also to just remove electronics in general. How about caffeine? Caffeine is great, but we want to use it strategically. So you can use it as a performance enhancer by cycling it and using it really when you want a good performance enhancement. Caffeine is helping our body stimulate more acetylcholine, so we've got better memory formation, but we can also become habituated to it. So we don't want to necessarily use a lot of it all day. When we do use it, it's much better to use it early in the day. The half-life of caffeine is 5 to 8 hours. So ultimately, what does that mean? That means that if we have it at 8 a.m., it could still, there could still be a little bit of caffeine left in our system 16 hours later. So the reality of it is that using it earlier in the day is better. That's kind of when you want your stress hormone to be up. If you do use it like after lunch, for example, try to use just a small amount so it doesn't affect your sleep. And if you are struggling with insomnia, definitely avoid it. And again, cycling it. So if you're going to use it for 4 weeks, it's a good idea to take a week off of it so you increase your sensitivity. At least take a day or two every week off of it is also a good idea to keep your sensitivity to the caffeine so you actually get the benefits and you're not just dependent upon this stimulation, and you don't habituate to it, so you still get the benefits from it. Okay, nighttime routine suggestions. These are great for creating the right atmosphere to sleep well. You want to turn off your electronics, take really good care of your hygiene, whether it's a bath, shower, obviously, good oral hygiene, things like that. 5 minutes of light stretching. This is good for circulation. And if you have circulation impediments, that can lead to night cramping. Okay, it can lead to disordered breathing at night, so sleep apnea, different issues like that. So light stretching can really help. Journal, meditate, and pray. So this is so important for just settling and relaxing your mind, just speaking things out, journaling about it, meditating, quieting your mind, Write down 3 things you're grateful for, or if you're there with a spouse, you guys discuss 3 things that you're grateful for that day, because that's going to end the day on a positive note, which is going to allow you to sleep well and start the next day with more energy and more passion and excitement. Spend time with your family. This is a great time to spend with family, a spouse, significant other, or if you're rooming with family, whatever it is, it's a great time to be with family. Deep breathing. Definitely taking some time to do some deep breathing will help naturally relax your stress hormones. Enjoying some herbal teas. I like things like nighty-night tea with passion flower and chamomile, or valerian root. These are all teas that increase the amount of GABA in your brain, which is relaxing. It helps reduce stress hormones. It helps your body to be able to just slow itself down and fall asleep effectively. Sharing laughter can also be very good. I wouldn't recommend intense laughter, but some light chuckles can be awesome, because that will release some endorphins, which will help relax your body as well. So these are all great nighttime suggestions. For supplements, if you're looking for supplements, these are the top. Magnesium for sure. We talked about some relaxing herbs like chamomile, passion flower, valerian roots. Lavender is a really good essential oil that you can diffuse in your home. Adaptogens like ashwagandha and theanine can be really good. Melatonin supplementation can also be really good for helping with improved sleep. By far, the number 1 supplement I recommend for good sleep and for energy and mental clarity throughout the day is magnesium. Most people are deficient in magnesium. We know we need magnesium for over 300 functions in the body, including a calm nervous system for good sleep. And really the best form of magnesium I found is the Brain Calm magnesium. This is magnesium L-threonate, a patented form of magnesium that we've put in our Brain Calm magnesium product. This is in a very good tasting powder. It's a fruit punch flavor powder. You can put in your water. Really, really good for brain function, helping improve your cognitive acceleration, your memories, your ability to produce more melatonin, relax your brain at night, support healthy mood. My clients with depression, anxiety rave about this product. It is awesome for those types of things, and definitely my go-to for anybody that's struggling to get a good night's sleep. So Brain Calm magnesium. And final last strategy is getting out and going barefoot, grounding your body, getting the natural electromagnetic frequency of the earth. This will help reduce the stress that the negative electromagnetic frequencies from cell phones and computers and devices, all the stress that those things are putting on our body. Grounding will help release that. Our bodies have adapted to the natural electromagnetic frequencies of the earth for centuries, obviously since the beginning of mankind. And so we know that it's a great quote: physical disconnect with the earth creates abnormal physiology and contributes to inflammation, pain, fatigue, stress, and poor sleep. By reconnecting to the earth, symptoms are rapidly relieved and even eliminated, and recovery from surgery, injury, and athletic overexertion is accelerated. So it's a book called Earthing. So getting your bare feet, your bare hands, getting out in nature, whether it's grass, dirt, sand, even concrete, even walking on a concrete sidewalk will actually help ground your body. So getting out on a regular basis and doing that, so important. We talked about getting that early morning sun exposure, getting sun exposure throughout the day, just so critical for your circadian rhythms, so critical for your electromagnetic frequencies. I mean, we're really bioelectric beings. We are biological, we conduct electrical currents throughout our body. It's how we understand things. How you hear me right now is your brain is conducting electrical currents that's creating a sound and a memory. And, basically it's all of this electrical signaling turning into chemicals that are creating and imprinting, in a sense, of physical connection in the brain. And so getting out in nature, being in touch with the natural electromagnetic frequency is just so healthy and healing. So be sure to be doing that on a regular basis. And hey, if you're out there and you are really struggling with these sleep problems, connect with myself or my functional nutrition team led by Haley Gibson. And she is awesome. We work with people all around the world and customize specific plans to help them overcome chronic conditions. We run lab work, functional labs, and work with nutrition and lifestyle strategies and supplements to help people get well and stay well. And we're really on a mission to educate and empower as many people as possible to reach their full potential in life and health. That's why we do trainings like this. And so if you enjoyed this, be sure to share it with somebody else. Sharing is really caring. And ultimately, it's in the Bible, it says, for a lack of knowledge, my people perish. And so we want to make sure we get the information out so people can start to live their life better. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. God bless you guys, and we'll see you on a future presentation.